Hey there, and welcome. Today, we are diving deep into nutrition and fluids. This is your core essential study guide, designed to break down everything you absolutely need to know, especially if you've got an exam coming up. We're going to make this clear, simple, and easy to remember.
So let's start with the most fundamental question there is. You see it right here. It might sound simple, but honestly, the answer to this is the foundation for everything else we're going to talk about. These are the non-negotiables for your body.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll nail down those 6 essential nutrients. Then, we'll see how that knowledge plays out in the real world with Canada's Healthy Eating Guide. After that, we'll look at how our needs change as we age. And finally, we'll get super practical with care, safety, and special diets. Let's get into it.
All right, Section 1, the 6 essential nutrients. I want you to think of these as your body's own superhero team. Each one has a unique and critical job, and if one is missing, the whole system can get into trouble.
First up on the team, we've got protein. This is your body's master builder. Seriously, think of it as the construction crew for everything. Your muscles, your organs, even your skin and hair. So anytime you're thinking about growth or healing from an injury, protein is your go-to.
Next, we have carbohydrates. Now, if protein is the builder, carbs are the power plant. They're the main, preferred source of fuel for your body. They're what keep your brain firing and your muscles moving. This is your body's high-octane gasoline.
And then we have fats. I know, they get a bad rap sometimes, but they are absolutely essential. Not only are they a super concentrated source of energy and padding for our organs, but they have another really cool job. They help us absorb certain vitamins. Without fats, some key vitamins just couldn't do their work.
Now let's talk about the specialists, vitamins and minerals. You don't need a ton of them, but the jobs they do are incredibly specific and vital. It's like vitamin C, which acts as your immune system's bodyguard, or calcium, which is the literal blueprint for strong bones. Small amounts, but a massive impact.
And finally, the one you absolutely cannot forget, the MVP of the entire team, water. It might seem boring, but it is without a doubt the most important nutrient. Why? Because every single important process in your body, from digestion to controlling your temperature, happens in water. It's the stage where all the action takes place.
Okay, so we've met the 6 key players, but knowing who they are is one thing. How do you actually get them on your plate in the right amounts? That's where we're going next. We're going to use Canada's Healthy Eating Guide to see how we can put all this theory into practice.
I love this because it's so visual and easy to remember, way better than those old complicated pyramids. Just picture your plate. Fill half of it, a full 50%, with vegetables and fruits. Then split the other half between protein and whole grains. If you can picture this plate before you eat, you're already on the right track.
You know, healthy eating isn't just about what you eat, it's also about how you eat. The guide really emphasizes things like being mindful, actually paying attention to when you're hungry or full. It also points out the obvious things we need to limit, like too much salt and sugar, and it drives home that point again: make water your go-to drink.
Now that ideal plate is a great starting point, but it's not one size fits all forever. Our needs change a lot as we go through life. So this next part is all about how our body's demands shift from when we're kids to when we're older adults. This is a super important concept.
You can really see the story unfold here. As kids and teenagers, we're in major construction mode, so we need more of everything: calories, protein, calcium. Then, as adults, the focus shifts to just maintaining the structure. But look what happens with older adults. This is key. They often need fewer calories overall, but they actually need more of certain things, like calcium and vitamin D for their bones, and they're at a much higher risk for dehydration.
Okay, time to bring it all home. In this last section, we're taking everything we've learned and applying it to a professional care setting. We're going to focus on 2 things that are absolutely critical: food safety and the different types of special diets you'll definitely come across.
These 4 rules, you need to know them by heart. They are the absolute foundation of food safety. Clean, separate, cook, and chill. It sounds simple, but messing up any one of these steps can lead to really serious problems. This is non-negotiable stuff.
Now, in any care setting, you're going to see special diets. This table is basically your cheat sheet. The key is to connect the diet to the reason why. So, if someone has trouble swallowing, that's called dysphagia. The solution is to modify the food's texture. If they have a heart condition, you restrict sodium. See? It's all about connecting the problem to the nutritional solution.
Fluid balance is just as important as food, and it can go wrong in 2 opposite ways.
On one side, you have dehydration. That's when more fluid is going out than coming in. Big red flags are dark urine and confusion. On the flip side, you have edema. That's when more fluid is coming in than going out, and you see that telltale swelling. Knowing the signs for both is critical.
So how do you prevent those problems? Well, this is the #1 tool in your toolkit, tracking intake and output, or INO. It's a simple record of what goes in versus what comes out. And that simple record is the absolute best way to monitor someone's fluid balance and catch problems before they start.
So as we wrap up, let's just think about this question for a second. Yeah, this is all information you need for a test, but it's so much more than that. Food and drink. They're about comfort, they're about culture, they're about dignity. When you understand these principles, you can provide care that's not just safe, but also respectful and deeply human. And that's the real reason mastering this matters.